Hello everyone. Wednesday, February 8th, 2017, and even though today is New Comic Book Day, as you can tell by the title, this is not a comic book video. I didn't get a chance to pick up everything I wanted to today, so I will be doing my comic book video tomorrow. And Jeremy, one of my really good customers, came in and said, hey, a few days ago you did that movie video. I really liked it. Are you going to do another one? I thought, you know what? I'll do another one tonight. I enjoy movies that are like B-movie, exploitation type movies, real low budget, a lot of campiness, a lot of cheesiness. That's just what I like. So I picked some movies that, there's some good ones in here. There are some really low budget ones in here, and there's a classic in here. So I thought, you know what? If you're a horror movie fan, you've probably seen all of these movies. If you're not, maybe you'll see a couple of movies that you might like. All these movies are movies that should be watched at least once because they're just good to watch, so in my opinion. So the first movie we're going to do is, of course, we lost Carrie Fisher a while back, and she's always going to be known as Princess Leia. That's just the niche she fell into, and that's okay. But this movie was done in the mid-'80s, and this is Hollywood Vice Squad. There she is right there. This movie is about a girl who comes up missing. Her family's like, where can we find her? And so Carrie Fisher, who is a young police officer, goes undercover in the dark, seedy world of Hollywood with hookers and drugs and all kinds of exploitation, prostitution, adult films, things like that. So really, a campy movie, not really well done, but Carrie Fisher fans, you'll probably want to see that. Hollywood Vice Squad. This movie came out last year. Clowns are always kind of a freaky thing for a lot of people. I know my son does not like clowns. And so I saw this movie. You could tell it was going to be really low budget. It was on sale one day, so I bought it, watched it with my wife, and you know what? We actually enjoyed it. It is called Clown Town. This is about a group of kids that are on their way to an event. They stop off to get something to eat, and one of the girls loses her cell phone, and the person contacts them and says, hey, I have your phone. You want to meet me and get it? And they go to this town that is kind of being run by, as you can see, some really wicked-looking clowns. And they just basically hunt you down and kill you. It's all they want to do. So the movie, even though for a low budget, it had some really good photography. They really played really well. There's some decent violence in there. If that's what you like, I do. So see it if you can. Clown Town. My last video, I talked about Night of the Comet, and the sister cheerleader was in a movie called Chopping Mall. Here's Chopping Mall, 1986. A story about a group of kids that work in a mall, and they decide that when the mall closes, they're going to have a party in one of the department stores and have a lot of fun. So the mall has just hired a new company to have these robots do security to keep their stuff safe, and there's a storm outside, wreaks havoc on the electrical systems, and the robots go on a killing frenzy. And if you like that type of stuff, I like it because it's filmed in a mall, an 80s mall. And I love 80s malls, 70s and 80s malls. So Chopping Mall. I'm sure if you're a horror fan, you know this movie, Motel Hell. Of course, the actual motel is called the Motel Hello, but the O is burned out. Of course, this is about a brother and sister who own a roadside motel, and they're also known for their fantastic smoked meats. I guess you bet you can know what's in that smoked meat, can't you? So, Motel Hell. Again, this is a campy movie, but it's actually pretty fun to watch. I watch this a couple times a year just because I enjoy it. Class of 1984. Now, like with Motel Hell, these are re-released by Scream Factory as special editions. There's a lot of good stuff. The transfers are really good. There's some good special features on this. This is about a group of punk rockers or just wild kids that are kind of doing drugs and kind of running that neighborhood and the school, and someone tries to fight back. You'll enjoy it. Class of 1984. But again, low budget. Don't expect it to win a lot of awards. This one, though, does win awards, and it is considered one of the top 100 movies of all time. Of course, 1931's M. Of course, by the famous German director Fritz Lang, starring the incredible Peter Lorre. This movie is about a child killer. Now, think about that in 1931, doing a movie about a man who kills children. That is a taboo subject even today. When this came out in 1931, it was unheard of. This was a European movie. that became very popular in the United States because, again, it's very well done. It's got a great story, and it's just a really good movie. M, 1931. Of course, you know I'm a big Jamie Lee Curtis fan. I mention that all the time. This is a very obscure movie of hers called Road Games, 1980, filmed in Australia. Of course, she had made a name for herself with the Halloween, and so she went overseas, did a movie in Australia. This is about a young girl who's a hitchhiker, and of course, Stacy Keach, who is our other villain in that movie, likes to pick up young hitchhikers and, you know, Road Games. 1980s Maniac. And of course, if you are a horror movie fan, you already know about this movie, about a person who is having a psychotic break, who has mannequins who he believes are real. He scalps people, puts the wigs on, puts the scalps on top of his mannequins to try to make them look lifelike. And it is a really good movie. This is early Tom Savini work right here. Tom Savini did all the effects in this movie, or most of the effects, and he's also in this movie. He is in a parked car with a girl getting a little makeout session going, and there's a great scene with a shotgun to the face. Tom Savini is the one who gets the shotgun to the face. Maniac, 1980. This is a real campy movie, but it's a must for any late night or people who love that stuff. Sorority Babes in the Slime Bowl-O-Rama. Now, there's nothing to really talk about on that movie. This is just a typical gore fest, slash 'em up. Liana Quigley, who is the queen of B movies in the 80s. Of course, she was the punk rocker in Return of the Living Dead, who stripped in the cemetery. She's in this movie right here. Sorority Babes in the Slime Bowl-O-Rama. The House on Sorority Row. This is just this is your prototypical 80s slasher. Girls in trouble, killer kills them, whatever. House on Sorority Row. Another one like that, Sorority House Massacre and Sorority House Massacre 2. Sorority House Massacre came out, I believe, in 1986. The second one came out in 1992, and the concept is the same. Group of girls in a house, hack them up, kind of like a Black Christmas type movie from the early 70s with Margot Kidder, but that was more of a suspense. These are just cut them up, slice them up, whatever. Another Liana Quigley movie, which is really, really, again, this is the epitome of cheese. This is Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers. There's nothing in this. This movie has naked girls with chainsaws dancing with chainsaws. What more could you want in a movie? Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers. Linda Blair, of course, Exorcist fame, Savage Streets. This movie was done, I believe, in 1984. And this movie is about Linda Blair's character, who has a sister who is mute, who gets raped at high school. And Linda Blair goes out and starts doing all kinds of damage and taking, revenge for her sister and killing the people who did her sister wrong like that. Now, Linda Blair gets naked in this movie. That was the big draw when the movie came out, was that, the Exorcist, star of The Exorcist gets naked in Savage Streets. Here it is. So, and believe me, Linda Blair, I've met her a couple of times at conventions. She's really, really nice. She doesn't really like this movie, but you know what? If you like Linda Blair or you like revenge style type movies, there it is, Savage Streets. Again, low budget. Don't expect a lot of awards on it. The Initiation. This movie was basically about a group of girls that are getting their new sorority sisters initiated into the sorority, and they use one of the girls' father's department stores to do the initiation. So I'm not going to give it away. Initiation. This was a re-release by Arrow Video. And Arrow Video, Scream Factory, if you like these horror movies, these are harder to find on regular release, but they're releasing them now, and they're coming out with really good transfers, lots of good special features. The last movie we're going to do is basically a documentary, and if you like the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, I like the first movie. That's the one I usually only watch. It's called Never Sleep Again. This is a documentary with interviews talking about the legacy of Freddy Krueger, the legacy of the Nightmare on Elm Street Foundation, grouping. This came out in, I can't remember when it came out. 2010, 2011, done by 1428 Films. Again, really good. It's got all kinds of, it's got 2 discs on it, bonus features. Never Sleep Again. You got a feature presentation, then of course you have slash scenes, extended interviews with the cast and crew. Horror's Hallowed Ground. If you look on YouTube, there's a guy who does, he goes back to sites where they film movies, and it's called Horror's Hallowed Ground. And it's really cool to see the sites where they look right now. And he's done some really iconic, he's done The Fog, he's done Nightmare on Elm Street, he's done Halloween, Halloween 2. So check those out if you haven't seen them. And so again, this was just kind of a quick little video. I mean, I don't know if people are enjoying the movie videos or if you want to see other types. I have hundreds of movies in my collection. So if there's something that you want to see or a certain genre you want to see, I mean, I have blaxploitation movies, I have grindhouse movies, I have, you know, horror movies, I have westerns and dramas and whatever you want, I have. So if you're enjoying these videos, please leave a comment. Let me know you're enjoying the videos, because if you're not enjoying the videos, I don't want to do them if people aren't enjoying them. I enjoy doing them, but I want people to enjoy watching them. That's why I do it. Again, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, please think about subscribing. I will get a comic book video up tomorrow with a rant. There will be a rant tomorrow, and a good rant. So that's pretty much it. I hope you liked the video, but as always, if you didn't, nothing I can do for you. Have a great night.